A good morning to everyone in a Shavua Tov. One of the ancient debates between the Chazan and the rabbi was who works harder. So they debated, and finally it came down to the following. The rabbi said to the Chazan, "You say the same thing every week. I, on the other hand, have to come up with something new every week." I'm not saying he won the debate, but that's usually the way the story ends, at least from the rabbi's perspective. The reason I thought of this story was because of all the people that come in late to shul. I am absolutely sure that it's part and parcel of life that people can't come on time to shul, either because they can't or for whatever reason it's hard to get there. The bottom line is we have laws and regulations in Shulchan Aruch what to do when you come late. And therefore I just wanted to add one little eitzah, not a halacha, but rather a good idea when you come late to shul. Don't put on your talis and your tefillin in front of everyone when you come in late. I'm not talking about coming in during Psukei de Zimra, that's less of a problem. But if you come in so late that everyone is in the middle of their silent Amida, or everyone is sitting down, one of the two radical situations, and you in front of everyone, in front of the shul, maybe even in the middle of the shul, put on your talis and tefillin, sometimes it looks more interesting than davening itself. Sometimes the phenomenon of someone putting on talis and tefillin would be more interesting than the siddur they're holding in front of them. And therefore, I would encourage that if you come into shul late, to the extent that people will look at you, maybe it might be a good idea to use the foyer, to use the lobby, in order to put on your talis and tefillin, and then and only then come into shul. Not only will you fulfill at least some of the postkim's idea of walking into shul with talis and tefillin, not necessarily obligatory, but written in Shulchan Aruch, it will be less disruptive for the people and allow them to concentrate on davening. The reason I say this is because not just I've seen it, but rather last night I happened to listen to a beautiful Farbrengen of the Lubavitcher Rebbe, who literally yelled at his Hasidim for looking at him during davening as opposed to looking at a siddur, even threatening not to daven with the minyan if they continue to do so. And I thought that is very important, even for us. Namely, if you're not a chassid, you're not looking at a rebbe. Sometimes the fact that something extraordinary, quote unquote, happened, someone came in late to shul, sometimes becomes more interesting than the siddur. And therefore, in order not to cause it, I would advise put on your talis and tefillin in the foyer and then walk into shul. A great rabbi, may he live and be well, Rabbi Varhaftik Shlita, who was a dayan in Israel, actually instructed the Kohanim not to leave the duchen, meaning in front of the shul, until after Kaddish, so people won't talk to them good in Kaddish. I think that's the same along the lines of what I said. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.